We're going through the papers this morning. Headline makers with the former editor of the Daily Star, Dawn Newsom, and the Olympian Chris Akabusi. Welcome to the programme. Good to see you both. Dawn, let's start, shall we, with everything that's going on up in Manchester. And I would fair to say that, you know, Eamonn's been describing the weather up in the northwest this weekend as a little bit stormy.
It was just heavy, low cloud with rain.
OK, well, we'll use that metaphor then. Low cloud hanging over Tory party conference.
Very
day
low cloud.
one.
Well, I mean, this is the eye paper we've picked for this first story, and it's Tory leaders in waiting threaten to overshadow the PM's party. I mean, basically the big hitters, Priti Patel, Kemi Badenoch, Suella Braverman and James Cleverly, are all making attention-grabbing statements and speeches. And it is like, well, if it all goes badly wrong for Rishi Sunak, they're going to need a new leader. And they all basically want the job, don't they? The best quote, I think, was from Dame Priti Patel, as she is now, isn't she, the Home Secretary under Boris Johnson. And she said it was disappointing to see so many leadership candidates, like, fighting like rats in a sack, basically, although in a polite way, just making very dramatic statements, at the same time as admitting she was going to throw her hat in the ring as well. And it's just the incredible division within all our political parties now, I think, is illustrated by this. But, the one thing about this list of people that are battling is the fact that so many of them are women.
I noticed that.
Brilliant,
yeah.
Which is great, and it's such a diversity as well.
Well, there's no diversity there. I mean, all the four you've mentioned there, well, yeah, it's diversity. There's just no Caucasians in there. So it's interesting for me, where I think it was Braverman who said that multiculturalism isn't working. So I'm wondering in what aspect she means. I mean, I'm on this panel, for example, and I'm sure when I came to this country, people from my background would not have been on this panel. There were two ladies on this panel, and I'm sure 50 years ago, if there was 4 people on the panel, 50% wouldn't have been ladies. So that's diversity, not multiculturalism. But what I'm trying to say is...
There's no white men on there.
There's no white men on there. Yeah, so that was the supposed Conservative Party, and it's not... Now, that doesn't mean that behind the scenes there are not white men on manoeuvres.
Of course, there are always white men on manoeuvres.
Well, we'll be speaking to one very shortly. That's the Chancellor.
Yes,
but he seems to be
Mr.
the only one, really, in the top 4 roles that isn't from an ethnically diverse background. So we're talking about Claire Coutinho. I've seen she's being named. Priti Patel, Suella Braverman,
Kemi
Badenoch,
James Cleverly.
James Cleverly.
I'm just trying to think of possible leadership candidates. Yeah,
well, he whether he gets there or not is a different matter, but I think he's got his hat in the ring there. I mean, wasn't he involved in the shenanigans back when Sunak... Yeah.
OK, we're going to go to the man that holds...